This is the Shine On You Crazy Daisy podcast, and I'm your host, Trudy Simmons from the Daisy Chain Group, providing platforms and opportunities for businesswomen to be seen and heard. This platform is for the women entrepreneurs that want to hear the real stories of what it takes to be yourself and run a business with all the different hats that you might have to wear. Come and join the Shine On You Crazy Daisy membership, offering online networking, co-working, collaboration, and monthly masterclasses for you to grow your knowledge. Go to thedaisychaingroup.com for more information. These are the platforms to hear and share the stories of the tenacious, the rebellious, and the resilient women that are working towards the future that they build for themselves and their families. Hello and welcome to the Shine On You Crazy Daisy podcast. And today I'm thrilled and excited to introduce you to Johanna Hooper from Limitless Peak Performance. Johanna, welcome. Thank you so much for writing a chapter for the book. Please tell us about your business.
Good morning. The very nattily named business, Limitless Peak Performance, not at all a mouthful, does what it says on the tin in some respects. It is about encouraging people to reach their limitless peak performance, because I have this opinion that says we are never finished articles ever, and that our opportunities to develop ourselves and be amazing things we could never anticipate are limitless. There you go. That's what I do.
Whew, crikey. Okay, kick this off. But part of that would have come from the fact that you were in the Navy. What did the Navy teach you that you've been able to incorporate into your business, and what did you have to unlearn?
Great questions. So in terms of what do I use now, I used to work in the outer office of an admiral, and whenever he went on trips, you would have little tidbits about the people he would meet so he could build rapport, so you go, oh, that's A.B. Snodgrass, his wife has just had a little girl. So I kind of use that finding out about people to then kind of build that rapport, particularly as networking is so important for our businesses. And then the other thing I think is looking beyond how people show up. So often in the military, you can get some folks who have had some pretty difficult backgrounds and they might behave in slightly weird ways. But if you can see beyond the behavior, actually what you're looking at is, kind of scared, vulnerable, frightened, insecure, underconfident kind of folks. So kind of looking beyond what is presented in front of me. And obviously as a business coach, of course, I have to look beyond what's being presented. So those are the two things that I kind of use on a daily basis that I definitely remember using when I was in the Navy. In terms of unlearning, it's the banter and the sense of humor. When I first became a civilian, I would be like in meetings and jokes would be forming in my mind, and I'd be like going, no, can't say that one. Ooh, no, can't say that one. So, and I've noticed how much I've kind of deconstructed that, because now when I hang out with my Navy friends, I'm like, oh, that's very inappropriate. Oh wait, that used to be me. So I've had to really deconstruct my sense of humor and make it much safer than it would have ever have been.
Crikey, that was not where I thought that was going to be. I can't wait to hear some really rude things that come out of your mouth at some point.
Oh my goodness me. Yeah, buy me a glass of something. You will.
There is a phrase, isn't there? Out of the mouth of a sailor, and there you go.
Yes, absolutely. It's a saying for a saying. It's saying for a purpose.
Wow. What does leadership mean to you, and how can we think about it differently?
So leadership for me is a really big responsibility. So often when I'm doing my work, I say to people, who's got a bad boss story? And pretty much in a room, everyone sticks their hand up. And it's really palpable, right? So you're literally transported back to those feelings of humiliation, fear, whatever it might be, irritation, frustration, whatever. So for me, we have the potential to have a profound impact on people's lives when we're a leader, and it can be good or bad. Everyone can remember that fabulous mentor that saw something in them that they hadn't seen in themselves. So for me, leadership is a great responsibility. I guess the way I'd want people to think about it differently is to consider it as a responsibility, but also to consider it as just as a relationship. It's just an interaction between two people. I think sometimes the word leadership makes us kind of take the concept and put it on this, hard to reach pedestal with lots of academic stuff around it. And actually, it's just your ability to interact with other people, which kind of goes back to my points previously about, how do you build rapport? How do you kind of get beyond what's being presented in front of you and things like that? So yeah, those are the two things I'd say. Yeah, it's just a relationship.
I like that. That does break it down from that feeling of it's this thing that's achievable. Yeah. It's building relationships and knowing the people that are in front of you and what their strengths and weaknesses are, and which you've already said, building that rapport with them to get the best out of them.
Yes.
Brilliant. Thank you. I like it. Do you think that business women need to have a team to develop leadership skills?
No. So in the Navy, we used to have this kind of expression that says, first you lead yourself and then you lead others. So how do you get yourself out of bed in the morning? We used to have this guy when I was in one of my basic trainings, because I did it once as a rating, once as an officer. We had to be at something called a period zero. So 6 o'clock in the morning, booted and spurred, ready to do whatever it was they wanted. And he would be the guy running down the corridor, berry on sideways, still tying his boots, shirt untucked. If you can't be in the right place at the right time, ready to start, that's leading yourself. Then what hope have you of leading other people? And certainly in our businesses, they can be, if we're solopreneurs, they can be lonely, they can be hard, they can be relentless. So we've got to learn how to look after ourselves and be our best.
Yeah.
Even before we've even started to think about introducing others to the equation.
Yeah, because also I think that leadership, especially now where things are different than they used to be, is it's not just about that in-person leadership skills of leading teams. We're leading communities, we're leading our clients, we're leading, and to build those skills in ourselves is a very important part of being able to be seen and have opinions that are that sit with who we are authentically and genuinely.
Yes. And I think certainly the things I've seen most in the work that I've been doing, both in the Navy and out of the Navy, is where there's a dissonance between who we want to be and what the environment requests of us or requires of us or something like that. And often that's where you see sort of slightly funny leadership coming into play, because the person's not behaving in the way that actually, if you left them alone, they would like to.
Yeah. It's a really important conversation. I know this is what you teach. I know it's what you help people with. But I do think that sometimes when people say leadership coaching, that we don't realize that I'm talking to you.
Yeah, you are the leader of your business.
Yes. That's brilliant. Thank you. That's really interesting conversations to have for people to other people to think about how they are leading and what skills they may need.
Yes.
If there's one lesson you've learned that you would want every entrepreneur to know, what would it be?
Well, it kind of goes on from what we were just saying. For me, it's about asking for help. It's not a luxury to ask for other people to help you with something. You're not expected to know everything, particularly if you're new to running your own business. For me, there's some sort of, I don't know, perverse psychology that says I mustn't ask for help. Either it's a sign of weakness, or it's a sign I failed in some way, or we think of it as, well, that's way too expensive. Well, how expensive is getting it wrong? How expensive is taking 3 times as long to do something because you're not the expert? How expensive is missing out on sales, for example, because you haven't asked for help with your marketing? And I don't just mean, leadership coaching, whatever that help might look like. So I definitely, in the beginning part of my journey, was like, I'm going to do this on my own. I don't need anybody's help. I mean, there may be a bit of the Navy coming out in there. If you can't lift your own bag, Hooper, should you be here? And I'm pretty sure I stalled my progress as a result. And I certainly made life a lot harder for myself. And I want to say, like the L'Oreal advert, we are worth it. We are worth the help.
Yeah. I think especially for women entrepreneurs as well, that asking for help and then receiving it is 2 separate things we put into our heads. And absolutely. Biggest lesson to learn. And I honestly think that I learned this lesson 15 times a year. Ask for help. It's okay.
Yes.
Say no.
And actually, look at it another way, right? So think of it as giving somebody else the gift of doing something amazing. So often when we think about it, we think that it's only a one-way thing. We're kind of placing a burden on somebody else. But I don't know about you, but I get a great amount of joy from helping other people.
Absolutely.
So give me the gift of helping somebody, because that will make my day if I can help somebody else.
That's beautiful. I love it. Really good. What's your favorite piece of business software?
It's called Acuity. So I love Acuity for a couple of reasons. The first one is I don't know about you, but I've got about 5 diaries on different systems, and it smashes them all in together. So I just have one diary to look at. The other thing I really like about it is, have you ever had that diary ping pong? Can you do Tuesday at 10? No. Can you do Wednesday at 11? No. Can you do Thursday at 12? Stop. You can get a little booking link. Now, some people feel it's a bit impersonal, but for me, it's much more efficient, because you can go looking through, like I think you and I did, to book this slot today. Just find something that works for you. Bish bash bosh, is done.
Yeah.
And the other thing for me is I can attach payment things to it. So if you want to book some time with me, you can pay up front and pay as you go. So you can just book some time in my diary, pay her up front. It's all, it's all clean and tidy. It's all done. So for me, it's just, combining a whole bunch of diaries that otherwise would drive me insane. And I definitely miss something, but also just making the transactions and execution of business just much slicker for me.
Systems. We love systems. Yes. Automation.
Flipping it. Yes.
Acuity.
Acuity. ACUITY.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for being involved in Shine You Crazy Daisy Volume 4 and doing this podcast today. And good luck with everything. I hope that leadership skills get out there more and more. I think this is the year for more to happen in that. So keep going. Fingers crossed.
I'm hoping that one day we will be as comfortable with putting our hands up and saying, I need help with leadership, as we do with anything else, like I'm no good at art, etc.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much, Johanna.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, please like the video and click the subscribe button for this channel for more inspiration. If you're a businesswoman looking for that community that will support you and lift you up, come and join the Shine You Crazy Daisy membership, offering online networking, co-working, collaboration and monthly masterclasses to grow your knowledge. Go to thedaisychaingroup.com for more information. And for even more inspiration, please go to the link under the video and get your copy of the Shine You Crazy Daisy series of books with inspirational and motivating stories from businesswomen around the world.